Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a short video which is a summary of chapter 7 in the course CPIT-250 System Analysis and Design, which is based on data flow diagram. So my name is Dr. Fazal Khan. I'm the coordinator for CPIT-250 System Analysis and Design course. What we'll talk about at first is what are the symbols which are used in the data flow diagram. Then we will move on to some key concepts that are used in data flow diagramming. And then we will show you the different kinds of data flow diagram. So let's begin with the basic symbols. In this textbook, we are going to use the symbols which are on the right hand side. We call it the gain and Sarson symbols. This is for a process, this is for a data store, this one is for source and sink, and this one is for a data flow. The process symbol is the one which deals with any action or any task in the system. Data store represent those entities or those storage point where the data will be stored. Source and sinks are basically the point of input and output. Those entities are actors that will give input to the system and those who will receive output from the system. It can be one person at the same time as well. At the same time, it will not be one person, but it can be one entity which gives input at a certain stage and it receives that output at another stage. This is a data flow symbol where the flow of data is represented. Some key concept behind the data flow diagramming. There are two different types of data flow diagram, logical and physical. The logical is for the customer, which is just an abstract level diagram where we don't show the details. The context level diagram in this case is the logical. The physical diagram, however, in which we show the details of the diagram too, and it is for the developers, so the developer can see the details of how to implement it then. The other terminology which are very important here are DFD balancing, which is used for consistency to check if the two diagram context are level 0 or level 0 and level 1 at different levels. They are consistent with each other or not. Are they okay or not? Are they balanced or not? For this, we do functional decomposition by applying the conservation principle. Now, how we do it is the functional decomposition is done and consistency and the conservation principle is applied is to maintain the number of inputs and outputs at different levels are the same. There are basic guidelines for DFD. We must have a process in the middle for any two symbols to communicate with each other. This is what we saw in two of the slides where you guys have done it on your own. What are the main guidelines for drawing a DFD diagram. Okay, let's begin with context level diagram. As you see here, okay, this is the process in the middle, which is the name of the system. We have the sources here. This one is a source and a sink at the same time. It gives input and receive output from the system as well. These are the sinks which receives output from the system. Now, we'll go to level 1 and we'll make sure that the number of inputs, which are like here in this case, one input, and there are 3 output from the system, they are maintained. So by applying the conservation principle, so we go to level 0 in this case and we see there is just one input, one output here, one output here, and one output at the end to the sinks. So the number of inputs and output from the source and sinks here are maintained, they are the same. Then level 1, make sure that the inputs from the previous level and the output from the previous level, they are maintained. The same goes here to any level which goes beyond, in the next level. So level 1, level 2 should be consistent. The number of inputs and outputs should be the same, for which process you are going to do the functional decomposition. Now, when to stop functional decomposition? We cannot keep on chopping the processes as we go on like this. Okay, so we must have a stop. The stoppage basically comes in here where we apply the happy single rule. The happy single rule is if the customer is happy, stop it. That's what fits for context level. Happy in case of developer, you stop it. If he is happy with every detail. If everything is singular, then you stop. Thank you.